Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13. Shining by the functions of all the senses, yet without the senses, absolute yet sustaining all, devoid of gunas, yet their experiencer. Then, in the production of the body and the senses, Prakriti is said to be the cause. In the experience of pleasure and pain, Purush is said to be the cause. So, the questioner is saying the absolute has been called the experiencer, and then the Purush has been called the cause in the experience of pleasure and pain. Is absolute or Purush not the witness, the one who stands separate from all the happening Prakriti? Why is it being described as a part of the experiencer experience complex? No. There is a fundamental problem here in the interpretation. The Purush is the experiencer and the Purush is not the absolute. The Purush is the experiencer and the Purush is not the absolute. I'll come to why the absolute too has been talked of as an experiencer. I'll come to that. The experiencer experience complex, as you have rightly said, is within the domain of Prakriti. Within Prakriti is both the object of experience and the one who experiences. They both exist within Prakriti. One is called Prakriti or Apara Prakriti, and the other is called Para Prakriti or Purush. It has to be remembered that even the experiencer of objects is some kind of an object himself. Let the experiencer not hold himself very highly. If you say, I am looking at an object, you too are an object. If you say that I am looking at Prakriti, you too are part of the Prakriti. You are not the witness really. The witness, mind you, has no business even looking at Prakriti. If you find it interesting enough to even look at Prakriti, then you are not a witness. The witness is not the looker. The witness is the one who does not bother even to look. The witness has no interest in even looking at anything. Forget about participating. He does not even want to look. That's the witness. The one who looks is the observer. The observer is not the absolute. Clear? So, I'll come to the point your confusion is coming from. You're saying, shining by the functions of all the senses, yet without the senses, absolute yet sustaining all, devoid of gunas, yet their experiencer. So you are asking, why has the absolute been called as their experiencer? Just metaphorically, just to highlight the all pervasiveness and the omnipotency of the absolute. The absolute is very indescribable. Therefore, he has to be described in ways that are beyond interpretation. I'll give you an example here. It says, devoid of gunas, yet their experiencer. Kabir Sahib sings, Nirbhay nirgun gun re gaunga. The same thing. Now, if the absolute is actually nirgun, why is he saying nirgun ke gun gaunga? It's like a Zen koan. He has no attributes of his own, yet all attributes belong to him. In no attribute can you find him, but in him you will find all attributes. And Sri Krishna was saying this very clearly in chapter 12, right? I am in none of the bhutas, yet all bhutas exist in me. I am in none of the physical elements, yet all physical elements exist in me. So, in no gun can you find the completeness of Krishna, but in Krishna you can find all of them. That's what is being said here. Obviously, the absolute is not an experiencer in the same way as the Purush is. The absolute is a non-experiencer. How? Sri Krishna tells Arjun, see Arjun, I am beyond all this worldly business. And it makes me no difference whether the world remains or goes. I fully well know how hollow and ephemeral all these worldly beings are. I fully well know how meaningless the entire business of this world is. Still, knowing fully well the meaninglessness of the entire worldly business, I still sustain and run it. I get nothing from it, and I still sustain and run it. The question is why? There is no why. It's Leela. If you will ask Krishna, when you are the non doer, then why do you run this entire show? He will say, just like this. The reason is just like this. If you are the non experiencer, because whenever you experience something, you have a stake involved, right? You experience something for the sake of your gratification. Whenever you enter an experience, it is because you want something from it, because you are incomplete. Krishna is Purna, complete. Yet he experiences why? Just like that. Just like that. His Leela. Wanting nothing, yet doing much. Leela. Wanting nothing, yet doing much. That's Leela. To the common man, it is quite beyond description. He can neither decipher it nor describe it, because it is something that he cannot even think of, let alone experience. Why will somebody do something if he is not to get something out of it? That's how Krishna is. He does much, wanting nothing. So he experiences when there is nothing in that experience for him. He experiences when there is nothing in that experience for him. On the other hand, when the Purush experiences, he experiences because he is hungry or thirsty. That's the reason the Purush gets attracted and attached to Prakrati. Krishna does not. Krishna makes Prakrati dance around. Purush, on the other hand, after a while, starts dancing around Prakriti. That's the difference between these two experiencers. Are you getting it? So, Krishna is an experiencer of everything. Even look at the way you see his character comes up in the Mahabharata. He is not a renouncer. He is not a world forsaker. He is an experiencer. Of all the avatars and prophets that we know of, Krishna is the biggest experiencer of everything that the world has to offer. Riches, he has them. Throne, he has it. Kingdom, he has it. Women, he has them. Worldly goods, he has them. There is nothing in life that Krishna does not experience. There is nothing in life that he has forsaken. Question is, what is in it for him? Krishna will say nothing. Then why did you run after all those girls? Just like that, my Leela. But we don't do that. When we run after girls, there is a lot at stake. Why did you do that? That's me. That's how I am. I just did that. So he is the experiencer, yet a non-experiencer. That's how the absolute is.